The fourth point is the importance of um, encouraging the premarital training before choosing partners. You see, the thing is, people carry baggage, and people think that marriage is going to solve all this baggage, and they think that their loneliness and boredom will be solved once they get married. And so, people feeling incomplete, they think that once I get married, I'm going to feel complete. So, in such cases, we should give them advice not only in terms of choosing a partner, but we should give them advice to get rid of this baggage and get clear with their um, past before they move on and enter into a new life and new marriage. In order to create healthy marriages in the movement, we need to sow the right seeds. Because the right seeds with sown with wisdom, with Krishna consciousness, um, in the minds of devotees, these seeds sprout and become beautiful flowers. And it helps those who are planning to get married. Some men, for example, are very chauvinistic. They are coming from backgrounds where they're very dominating. Um, and it can happen that the wife is actually very spiritual by nature, and if he says things has to be done the way I want because that's how I'm trained, let's go to Las Vegas for a vacation, and the wife says no, 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 let's go to Vrindavan, who wins? So the point is, for these are the elements which helps us realize that similar training is necessary for both the people to come to the same value system. Because if you understand what Srila Prabhupada wanted, Srila Prabhupada wanted that we treat each other as a Vaishnava and Vaishnavi, and not just carry this cultural baggage we have or emotional baggage we have, and then bring it into the marriage and then say, no, 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 this is what should be done. This is how a wife should be, or this is how a husband should be. Then there can be a lot of problems. So, as a matchmaker, it's important to see that both parties are trained similarly, they've read similar books of Srila Prabhupada, they've understood principles, and gone through certain training, certain course, which actually helps them to come on the same page. Like, for example, if a man thinks a woman should just cook, clean, and wash, I mean, itself is not a problem, but if the woman has a different idea and then you're putting these two kinds of people together, then later on there can be a lot of misunderstanding and a big problem. So it's important to find out if they have similar value system about the woman's role and the man's role, etc. And that's why they need to go through the training, because that gives foundation. So the point is, if the seed is bitter, then the whole tree is bitter. So therefore, we need to give a little bit time and attention to kind of reestablish the culture in ISKCON, to give more importance to what Srila Prabhupada wanted, understanding what Srila Prabhupada exactly said, and how to apply that. The Shastra says, Atmavan manite jagat. So we tend to see all around us like a reflection of who we are. So if I lack compassion, then I may see other people and say they're not being compassionate towards me. And if I'm a proud person, I may assume that everybody is proud. If I have a certain intention, I'm thinking everybody around also has the same thing. So this reflection aspect we bring also in our marriage. So it is important to fine tune individually. In other words, we need to clean this mirror. That we need to clean ourselves in order to see the reflection more clear. This is why the training is important, because it helps people to have like a better understanding about themselves, to become more introspective. We will be sending you some sample lessons to help you what this training can actually give, what kind of lessons we have, what kind of course we have developed. We will be sending you some example lessons so you can get an idea. I want to quote another small story. There was a particular devotee, she was an Indian person who married a devotee from the West. And everybody recommended, yeah, yeah, get married. And then she later on found that he had serious psychological issues which couldn't be seen in social settings. But because he didn't go through any kind of, he was actually brahmachari for some time, and then he had his own views, and everything was distorted. So she actually found him watching pornography, and then she actually got into severe depression seeing what activities he was involving in. So my point is, sometimes it's not enough how much we know about a particular person, how they behave socially. That's why we need to encourage people to go through the training so they actually have some basic foundation set. Um, and it's very important that they speak to each other honestly. This is my issue. This is what I'm going through. I would need help in this way, because nobody can be perfect. So if somebody comes and says, "Oh, I'm a perfect candidate. Everything about me is perfect. Get married to me," it's not true. So honesty is very important. And this particular case I mentioned to you, they just recently broke up. She told me after many years she couldn't handle him anymore. He had kept this a secret, and there were trust issues. And all this began because nobody really gave them that guidelines. Nobody really told them how to talk things out before, how to speak honestly about issues. And she was really shocked and bewildered. So sometimes we may, with all good intentions, promote or recommend somebody, but we don't know what they really are like. That's why we can take shelter of Srila Prabhupada's instructions and not just fix our minds into matchmaking, but also help people gain knowledge to choose right way.